Hello students, this is Anjana from Computer Science Department. Here in Unit 3 in the concept called combinational logic, we have discussed a few topics about the combinational circuits and the classification of the combinational logic and its characteristics, about the half adder, block diagram, truth table of the half adder, and about the full adder and the circuit diagrams of the full adder, and about the half subtractor. And this is a truth table for the half subtractor and the full subtractor, and about the decoder, encoder, priority encoder. We have discussed all these topics and how we are going. The design procedure involves. What are the design procedure involves here? The binary adder or the binary subtractor, MV encoder, general structure, and the binary decoder. Truth table for that. See, up to here we have discussed how we are going to implement these multiplexers. So now let us see about the demultiplexer. Here demultiplexer is the circuit which receives the information on a single line, and it transmits this information on 1 to power n possible outputs. See, the multiplexer is the thing which is going to perform the operation, that is going to perform the inverse operation for that multiplexer. So we can say it as a demultiplexer. So it is also a combination circuit which receives the information on a single line. It is going to receive the information on a single line and transmits and it is going to transmit that information on 1 to power n possible outputs. Okay, so based upon the selection of a specific output line, it is controlled by the values of the n selection lines. So based upon the input lines that we are taken here, the output line is controlled by the value of the n selection lines. So a demultiplexer is a circuit that receives the information on the single line and transmits this information on one of two current possible outputs. So here the selection of the specific output line is controlled by the values of the n selection lines. So if you have observed this 1:4 demultiplexer, you have taken this example of this combinational circuit, and this is the truth table for that 1:4 demultiplexer. So this is for y0, y1, y2 and y3, and here we are going to perform the sum operation, multiplication operation here. So this is AND gate and that is OR gate. So we have already know this is the AND gate. So A and B means that A into B that we are going to perform there. So this is the sum that we are going to perform, S1 S0. So if it is 0 0 0, this is a demultiplexer. If it is 0 0 at x value 0 and x value 1. If it is 0 0 at the yth position, at y0 the value will become 0. If it is 0 0, if demultiplexer value is 1, at y0 at 0th position the value will become 1. Okay, it is in the enable mode, it is not in the disable mode, it is in the enable mode. Okay, if it is in the disable mode, when it will comes to disable mode, if it is not providing any proper input. Okay, and next one, here also if it is 0 1, when the demultiplexer is set to 0, then all the values will become 0 here. And here if it is 0 1, and if the demultiplexer value is 1, at the position 1 the value will become, and remaining all the values will be set to 0. Okay, and next one, and this is here these two values also enabled. Why? Because we have taken these two input values. We are having the input values. We are not, if you have provided input values, then it will be enabled. Otherwise, if you have not provided, definitely it will be disabled. That is other matter. So if it is 1 0, if the demultiplexer is set to 0, automatically all the values will become 0. If the demultiplexer is set to 1, then at the second position, the value will becomes and all the values will be set to 0. And if it is 1 1, 1 1 means what? The value will be 3. If it is 1 1, the demultiplexer value is 0, all the values will be set to 0. And if it is 1 1, when the demultiplexer value is 1, at the third position the value will become 1. So if you have observed this logic gate, so at S1 and S0, these are the inputs that we are going to given here. This is original input and this is the NOT gate input. Okay, if it is 0, if you have applied NOT for that, then it will become, then the value will become 1. And if it is 1, if you have applied NOT gate for that, then that value will become 0. So this is a demultiplexer value for all the values. So for all those AND gates, we have used this one. So if you have performing the, if you have observed this one, S0, S1 and demultiplexer. Next one, S0, S1 and demultiplexer, and S0, S0 full one and S0 not and demultiplexer. S01, S0 not and demultiplexer. Just like that, we have applied, we have connected the logical circuits here. If you have observed this AND gate, we have connected to the demultiplexer. Next, second line is S0 not gate, S0 not gate, and third one S1 not gate. Okay, just like that, we have connected those values to the NOT gate. Okay. So if you have observed this one, this is the logical symbol for the demultiplexer. So these are the input values that we have S0 and S1, and this is the value of the demultiplexer, and these are the output. These are the output values that we are going to get here: Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3 here. These are the output values that we are going to get here. So from this we can say that this is the logical symbol for the demultiplexer. We can say that it is the 1:4 demultiplexer. So now let us see how we are going to cascading these demultiplexers. Cascading demultiplexers is same as that of the cascading decoder. See, in the previous classes itself, we have seen that how we are going to cascade that decoders. Just like that, we have cascaded the multiplexers. Now let us see how we have cascaded these multiplexers. So we are going to implement the now we are going to implement the Boolean function for the demultiplexer. Here a demultiplexer give the minimum terms at the output, so by logically ORing require the min terms, we can implement the Boolean function. So by implementing the Boolean functions itself, the what are the Boolean values, either 0 or 1. So here demultiplexer gives the minimum. See here why we have to convert, we have in the beginning classes itself we have discussed that why we have to convert this normal values into the Boolean values, that the machine is a thing that it cannot understand any type of a language except the binary language. So the Boolean is the data type such that it is having only two values, that is either 0 or 1. So whenever we are performing these operations here, so when what you have to perform is, first of all you have to convert that into the binary thing. Why? Because the machine understands only that language, such that it can be that it can, that operations can be performed based upon the based upon the min terms. Min terms means what are the minimum values that we are going to use here, and what are the maximum terms here. The origin the requires the min terms, and we are going to implement this Boolean functions. Okay. So if you have observed this truth table, So this is a parity generated truth table for the even and odd parity. So if it is 0 0 0, it does not having any odd parity. Okay, it is having one odd parity and does not having any even parity. And next one, if it is 0 0 1, then we are having it does not having any odd parity. We are having only even parity. So if you have observed those things here, here this is a 0 0 0 1. Here we are not we are having one even parity and one odd parity. Sorry, it is not having zero odd parity, it is having only one even parity. So if it is at the first position, so it is a odd parity. So it is also at it is at the first position, so it is a even pair. It is it in the first position, it is having the even parity. First one is odd, second one is even, and third one is even, fourth one is odd, and fifth one is even, sixth one is odd, seventh one is odd, and eighth one is even. So 0 is considered as a odd parity bit, and 1 is considered as a even parity. Second one, this is first one, no? So it is considered as a odd parity bit, second one is considered as a even parity bit, and third one is also considered as a even parity bit, and fourth one is considered as a odd parity bit, and fifth one is considered as a even parity bit. So why we can say that is a even and odd parity? Parity generator means so at the fifth position, so at 0 0 0, we are having some even parity bits. At 0 0 1, we are having some odd parity bits, and 0 1 0, we are having some even parity. We does not having any even. That is a parity generator check. That is not that much important concept, but how it is going to generate the parity, here we are discussing here. See how it is a logic diagram for the even parity. So if you have observed for this truth table, so if it is 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 0, just like that we have drawn this truth table, no? K map. This is a K map for that. So if it is a even parity at 0 0 0, it is not having any even parity. At 0 0 1, it is having some even parity. If at 0 1 1, see if it have observed, at 0 1 1, it is having odd parity, that is it does not having any even parity. 0 1 1, it does not having any even parity, so it is displayed with 0. And next one is 0 1 0, so it is here it is denoted with 1. So if you have observed in this truth table, 0 1 1, it is having one odd parity. Sorry, 0 1 0, it is represented with 1, no? 0 1 0, so it is having one even parity. So at this we are represented with this one. So just like that, by using the truth table, we have drawn this K map. Okay, this is a 3 variable K map. So we have already know how you have to draw this A B C, just like that we are going to draw here. Here if you consider this A value as a 0 and 1, and BC value as 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, just like that we have drawn here. Okay, if you wrote the logical diagram for that, we can write like this. This is a NAND gate. This is the NAND gate. Sorry, this is the NOR gate. So by using these three variables, we have drawn this logical diagram like this. So if you have observed how we have denoted, how we have drawn this even parity, see if you have done this example just based upon this truth table itself, we have performed this logical diagram for the even parity. So at 0 0 0, it does not having any even parity bit, so it is represented with 0. At 0 0 1, it is having one even parity, so it is represented with it with, so it is represented with 1. And 0 1 1, it does not having any odd parity, so it does not having any even parity, so it is represented with 0. And next 0 1 0, it is having one even parity, so it is represented with 1. And 1 0 0 at 1 at here value is a value is 1 and bc value is 0, that is 1 0 0. We are having one even parity 1, so it is represented with 1 here. At that is a value 1 and bc value is 0 1 at 1 0 1. If you are having if we are having this we are not having any even parity bit value, so it is represented with 0. And next one here 1 1 1, we are having one even parity bit 1, so we have represented with 1. Here we are not having any even parity bit, so it is represented with 0. So if you check this truth table, if it is a 4 bit 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 0, that is if you have written like this, if it is a 4 bits, we up to now we have seen the 3 variable. If it is a 4 variable, how we are going to check this parity? At the remaining situations, these two situations, the parity check is 0, parity error check is 0. At these two situations, the parity is 1. And here at the 0 1 0 0, the parity check is 1. And here 0 1 0 1, the parity check is 0. And next one is 0 1 1 0, that is 6 6, the value is 0. And next one is 0 triple 1, it should have one even parity. Why? Because to become the even, we have to add the number 1, so it will be the uh, even parity. Next one 1 0 0, that is 2 cube, we should have one even parity. 1 0 0 1, it's not having even parity. And 1 0 1 0, it does not having even parity. And 1 0 1 1, it should have one even parity. And next one, sorry, parity error check. Next one is 1 1 0 0, it is having one it does not having any parity error check. At 1 1 0 1, it is having the parity error check, it is showing just like that. And at 1 1 1 0, it is showing the parity error check of 1. And at all the ones, it is not having any parity error. So if you have observed this one, this is a logical diagram for the parity checker. So here this is a 4 variable k map. In the k maps, we have already discussed that one. It is a 4 variable k map a, b and c, d. Here the a, b value is 0 0 and c, d value is 0 0, that is 0 0 0 0. At 0 0 0 0, the parity error check is 0. Next at 0 0 0 1, the parity error check is 1. And next one here at 0 0 1 1, the parity error check is 0. And next here at 0 0 1 0, the parity error check is 1. Next one at 0 1 0 0, the parity error check is 1. And next one at 0 1 0 1, the parity error check is 0. And next 0 1 1 1, the parity error check is 1. And next one at 0 1 1 0, the parity error check is 0. And next one at 1 1 0 0, the parity error check is 0. At 1 1 0 1, the parity error check is 1. Next at 1 1 1 1, the parity error check is 0. Based upon the truth table, we have drawn the k map like this. And next one, this is at 1 1 1 1, the parity error check is 0. And at 1 1 1 0, the parity error check is 1. And next at 1 triple 0, the parity error check is 1. And next at 1 0 0 1, the parity error check is 0. And next at 1 0 1 1, the parity error check is 1. And next at 1 0 1 0, the parity error check is 0. Okay, if you have observed the logical diagram for this logical circuit, combination circuit for this, here we are having two NOR gates, and for that is AB and CD. Okay, AB and CD. for that we have done this one. This is AB and this is CD. To multiply that ABCD, we have drawn like this. So if you have observed this priority encoder, it is a circuit which is going to mainly concentrate on the priority. What is the priority that we are going to give for that circuit? It is mainly going to concentrate. Have observed that concept clearly, then we can easily know that the priority and about the priority encoder. Priority encoder is an encoder circuit that includes the priority function. So whatever the priority function it is going to include, in that priority encoder, if two or more inputs are equal to 1 at the same time, the input having the highest priority will take the precedence. Okay, whatever the input it is having the highest priority, it is going to take the precedence. So whatever the priority encoder is an encoder. Okay, it is an encoder circuit. It is going to encode the data. For encoding purpose itself it is going to design. So it is an encoder circuit which includes the priority function. So it is going to give the priority first. Based upon the priority we are going to perform the calculations there. So in a priority encoder, if two or more inputs are equal to 1, if two or more inputs are equal to 1 at the same time, so if two or more are equal to 1, then how we can give the priority? So if in that case, if it is equal to 1 at the same time, then the input having whatever the input it is having the highest priority will take the precedence. Okay, understand? So if two inputs having equal to 1, then input having the highest priority will take the precedence. So this is the block diagram of the priority encoder, and this is the truth table for that. So these are the inputs that we are from lowest to highest priority, and based upon this lowest to D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. This is the 8x3 priority encoder. So why it is called as 8x3 priority encoder means by taking the 8 priorities, it is going to generate the 3 outputs. So we can say it as a 8x3 priority encoder. Here D0, D1, D2, D3, just like that we have designed that priority encoders. So here the output that we have generated is Q0, Q1 and Q2. So we have already know about this. If it is 0 at 0th place, it will be kept 1. If it is so we have given priority for this 0. So at the second place we need not to give priority for this D0. So D0 is marked like this. At the first position it is placed as 1 and remaining all are set to 0. And at next place at D0, D1 has given priority. So at this second place the value is set to 1 and the remaining all values are set to 0. And next one at if the three outputs is like this D3, here for D0, D1 and D2 we have already given the priority. At D3 position we kept the value as 1 and all the rest of values are kept to 0. And D4, so we have given priority for D0, D1, D2, D3. At the D4 we kept the value to 1 and all values will become 0 here. And next D5, so we have already given the priority to D0, D1, D2, D3, D4. And for D5 we set the value to 1 and remaining all values will become 0. So at D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, we have taken the D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, we have given the priority. So at D7, we kept the values to 1. So this is about the priority encoder. Okay. Now from this we have finished the third unit about the combinational circuits. So we'll meet in the next class.